Assalamu alaikum. I hope that you will be fine. Today we are going to solve the questions of exercise chapter number 5. If you have already seen the videos and you have listened those videos carefully, then you can solve these questions. These all are very easy, but still I am here to guide you. Okay, question number 1 of chapter 5 is give reasons why living organisms required food. So you can find its answer on page number 56 and 57. Okay, here at the start of this chapter they have given you the reasons why do animals need food. You already know it is required for vital activities of the body. Then it is required for the formation of protoplasm mean for the formation of cell division, for the formation of new cells, or you can say for the growth of an organism and development. So food is needed. Then it is also required for to prevent us from different types of deficiency diseases. Even here on page number 57 you can also find here in the key ideas they also give you the reasons for vital activities, for movement mean for all activities of our body, even for walking, even for blinking of our eyes we need food. So for growth and development and for maintaining good health. Okay, these are the reasons why do we need food. Okay, then the question number 2 is explain the importance of including fruits and fresh vegetables in our diet. If you have watched the videos carefully, so you then know that fruits and fresh vegetables, they are very important. Number 1, they are the rich source of vitamins and minerals in our diet. Secondly, they are also containing carbohydrates, so they are also the source of energy. Third very important thing is that vegetables they are having cellulose in them, and that is unable to digest in our body, so due to which the dietary fibers they are so important for us. So they prevent us from constipation, which is called mother of all diseases. So they improve our peristalsis or digestion of our body, digestion of food in our body. So for this reason fruits and vegetables are very important for us. Okay, then third question is what do you understand by a balanced diet? Okay, you can find its answer on page number 74. For balanced diet, you already know that balanced diet is a diet which contain right amount, or you can say the correct proportion of all the nutrients. Which are the nutrients? You already know: carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber or roughage, and all these nutrients, they are required in a specific amount. So their right proportion is if we are using, then it is called a balanced diet. And balanced diet requirement are different for person to person. The balanced diet requirement of a person can be changed from other depending on its age, depending upon the age of the person, sex of the person, according to the body weight of the person. So according to the growth requirements, small children, you can say, they have as they have to grow, so their dietary requirements are more, so their food requirements can be different. So balanced diet is different for person to person. Okay, next question is that outline the role of protein in the life of a mammal. So you can find its answer on page number 65. So why protein are important? First of all, you already know that protein is a source of food. So why it is important? So essential for the synthesis of protoplasm. What is again protoplasm? Protoplasm mean for the formation of new cells, for the growth, for the repairing of different types of cells. So wear and tear processes are taking place in the body, so for formation of new cells division is required, and that division required the presence of protein, because protoplasm or new cells will form, cell membrane, all organelles, they are made up of protein. Okay, Then useful for the synthesis of enzymes. You already read the chapter enzymes and you already know enzymes, they are protein in nature. So protein is also needed for the formation of enzymes. And hormones, they are also called growth regulators. So we'll do study about hormones in chapter number 15. So then this will be clear to you. Then protein is also very important for the formation of antibodies in our body. Antibodies are the, you can say, the chemicals or the materials or the you can say in our blood antibodies are formed which control different types of diseases or fight against diseases, and they improve our defense. So for that reason protein is very important. Then it is again, I told you, that source of energy. So our body is also getting energy by proteins. So these are you can say outlines why protein are very important for our body. The last question is, outline the role played by the following in the life of mammal: vitamin D, iron and calcium. Okay, you can find its answer on page number 69 and 71. On 69, here they have given you a table in which they have given two very important vitamins. One is vitamin D, and you already know, if you have seen the video related to vitamins, so you will know about vitamin D, that it is a fat soluble vitamin. It can store in our body. So sources, you already know: fish liver oil, milk, margarine, egg. These are the main sources of vitamin D. Secondly, the natural source, you already know, is ultraviolet rays which are coming from the sun. They automatically make vitamin D in our skin. So these are the main sources. Then what are the functions of vitamin D? Vitamin D, they are very important, because if vitamin D is present in our body, so in that case our body will be able to absorb calcium. Otherwise, if you are taking milk but calcium will not be useful for you if vitamin D deficiency is in your body. Okay, so calcium will be useful to our body just in the presence of vitamin D. Secondly, it is very important for our healthy teeth and bones. So these are the very important benefits. Even you can write these both in calcium. Okay, what are deficiency effects or lack of this vitamin? What effects are? So first of all, in growing children, if there is a deficiency of vitamin D, then again their bones will be weak and they can suffer from rickets, or disease which is in young or in small babies. Okay, secondly, again the in this these problems, bones, they become weak, and even they become bored legs. Bored mean they bend. The proper walking will not occur. So in this way their bone will become weak and they will bend. So the kids can suffer from such type of diseases. In females or in adults, what happens, bone becomes soft and they even bend. So they can suffer from softening of bone, which is called osteomalacia. So these are the deficiency effects of vitamin D. Then if we are taking too much vitamin D in excess, so what will happen? So then demineralization will occur. Demineralization means from our bones calcium and other minerals will start coming out. Bones will become soft, and again multiple fractures can occur. So these are the effect of excessive use of vitamin D. Okay, even vitamin C is not mentioned in your question, but it is also very important. These both vitamins are very important from Cambridge paper point of view. So it's better that you also write about vitamin C. Okay, vitamin C is a vitamin which mostly we are getting from citrus fruits and green leafy vegetables. So and different foods they are containing, and these are called water soluble vitamin. Water soluble vitamin mean this vitamin cannot store in our body. So when we will use all these things, then our body will be able to get vitamin, and extra vitamin will be removed along with our excretory system. And this vitamin C is also called ascorbic acid. Why it is very important? It is very important because it combine our different types of cells and tissues. So it is very important for them. It's very important for our maintaining healthy epithelial tissues, which are combining different types of substances in our body. It's also very important to improve our body defense. So these days, due to COVID-19, it is said that you take more vitamin C because it will improve your immunity. Okay, what are the effects of deficiency of this vitamin C? Due to its deficiency, bleeding gum disease occur, in which blood start coming our gums, through our gums. So it is also called scurvy. And excessive use of this vitamin is not going to harm our body, because excessive will be excreted through the body. Okay, then second part of this question was related to the minerals, calcium and iron. These both minerals are very important for mammals. Calcium is again very important. Why? Because calcium and vitamin D both are equally important. If calcium is available, then in the presence of vitamin D, it will be absorbed. And if just vitamin D is present, then calcium is not beneficial. So both are very important. Okay, sources of calcium you already know: cheese, milk, egg, small fish, along with their bones, different cereals, they are providing us this calcium. Then its requirement is 1 gram a day to children. And in the same way, in different conditions, in pregnancy, the amount of this calcium requirement increases. In growing children, it is more important. Functions of this calcium is, again, it is required for the healthy teeth and bones. Then it is also very important for our normal functioning of the muscles. Sometimes you may have observed that muscles contract, or you can say tetany and muscle cramp. There are different reasons of deficiency of calcium. So calcium is very important for the functioning of muscles. And it's also very important for blood clotting. If our body is deficient in calcium, then blood clotting process can also be affected. And again, its deficiency can cause rickets and different softening of bones and other problems. Again, okay, the last mineral which is very important is iron. And iron, again, it is very important. Why? Because you already read about red blood cells in specialized tissues, and you read about hemoglobin, and heme is for iron. So iron is very important. So the sources are meat, egg yolk, liver, and in the same way, different dark green vegetables, they are also source of this iron. The iron requirement is 0.02 grams per day. And even again, pregnant women, its requirement is more, because their iron is not only required for the female, also for the developing baby. So its iron requirements are more. Okay, why iron is important? Again, as I have told you, that for hemoglobin, heme is iron. So for the formation of hemoglobin, iron is required. And then you know that this iron is hemoglobin is transporting oxygen in the body in the form of oxyhemoglobin. Then myoglobin is a muscle protein. It is also required iron for its formation. Then you also read about certain coenzymes. Their part is also iron can also be the part of certain coenzymes. So for that reason, it is very important. Okay, what will be the deficiency effects if there is a deficiency of iron in our body? So HB level, hemoglobin level, red blood cells level will decrease, and we can suffer from anemia. So for that reason, it is very important. Okay, now I have told you about all these 5 questions. So bete, now do solve this question. If you haven't done till this time, Hiba has done, and I am waiting for the other students. So bete, do complete, because I am also maintaining your grades, and we are also going to start assessments in coming weeks. So bete, do complete your works, and you also have to prepare these questions. And if there is any problem, not only in these questions, in any topic of this chapter, or in any topic which we have done, so you can ask. Okay, so I'm here to clear your concept. I am here to give you answers. So bete, most welcome if you want to ask anything. ओके बेटे, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट, डू कंप्लीट योर वर्क. ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़.